Kylee Scribner from Azle, Texas, and she is joining us in studio to talk about becoming the Resistol Rookie of the Year in the barrel race. Kylee, welcome.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here, Steve.
Well, congratulations. 22nd in the WPRA standings, win the Resistol Rookie of the Year award. How did you feel about 2021?
I definitely felt like we had a very blessed year. We didn't really have the intentions of staying out all summer rodeoing, but we just happened to be finding ourselves in the standings, so we decided to stay out and give them a shot.
It doesn't happen in the barrel race without a horse. You've got a horse, his barn name is BB Firewater Cartel.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about the breeding and tell me about your horse.
So BB is actually, he got his name from one of my other good horses that was actually called Billy. And so BB stands for Billy's brother. I actually rodeoed on his brother through high school and did some amateur rodeo stuff like that on him. When we lost him, we were actually able a few years later to then own BB. Firewater Cartel is his registered name. He is by Firewater Frost and out of a Corona Cartel mare.
Those are great bloodlines.
Yes, sir. I think that it has a lot to do with it. Not only that, but he was trained by a phenomenal trainer, Holly Pritchard, out of Springtown, Texas.
Let's take a look at you in the office and talk about some of the runs you made and some of the rodeos you did well at this year. One of those rodeos, one of my favorites because I've had a chance to announce it for a long time, the Omak Stampede in Omak, Washington. Time is 16:34. Take us through this run.
So this run here at Omak, we had just left Hermiston the day before actually, and I actually showed up to this rodeo and was not feeling too confident about the setup. There was a whole lot of room to run by a barrel, and he was already getting pretty strong on me after running in these big rodeo pins all summer long, and he went in there and worked phenomenal. I was super excited. You can see he gets a little past his first right here, but he came back to really work his second and third barrel in this run.
Now, you came from Hermiston. Hermiston's a different setup than Omak is. It's a narrower arena. It does not have as much room on either side of the barrel.
Yes, correct. And I would consider Hermiston more of our ideal setup for this bay horse right here. He really prefers to have kind of walls, something to ride off of, something to feel a little bit more confined.
1692, is that a standard course?
Yes, sir. I believe that is a standard course, and
so
I believe
that's a lightning fast run.
Yes, sir. I believe he was the only 16-second that weekend.
Yeah, that was a good weekend for you. I'd forgotten that you really dominated the Columbia River Circuit rodeos that weekend in Hermiston and Omak. Let's talk about the Reno Rodeo in Reno, Nevada. How many of these rodeos, like Reno, for example, were you at for the first time?
All of them. This bay horse himself had actually never been to a rodeo before we stepped out on the road this summer. When I started my rookie season, he had never been to a rodeo. Like I said, I did some amateur stuff on his brother whenever I was in high school, but we kind of took a step back and stepped into the futurity world, and when he excelled, we decided that we were going to step off into that.
Again, 17-13 on a standard course. That's a good run.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, and let's talk about the California Rodeo in Salinas, California. Now, Salinas is a unique setup. It's different than any other barrel race you go to. How'd your horse handle it?
You know, I never got my first barrel the whole time we were at Salinas. We went to the fence all 3 runs at Salinas, and going into Salinas, we knew that we had an opportunity to potentially make the finals, and you can see here he got by his third barrel. He got by his first barrel. We ended up clocking good and winning some money out at Salinas, but it just wasn't a perfect run on any of them, I don't think.
You made a comment that when your year started, you really didn't intend to go as many miles and as many places as you did. Was there a point where you said to yourself, you know what, this horse is kind of liking this horse is working, whatever? Was there a point where you went, okay, I need to keep going?
For sure. I thought he was handling it well, and I thought he was exceeding my expectations, and there wasn't a need to go home because he was proving himself out there.
You just a couple of weeks ago got done competing at the WPRA finals in Waco. I just glanced at your Facebook before we started this, and it looked to me like you did okay there.
He did exceptionally well, I thought, at Waco. He won the first round of the card holder, the Derby, and the Open. We came back the second day to be faster and just barely clipped the second barrel coming out. You
actually own a business. You told me that you just bought some 4-year-olds, maybe a lot of 4-year-olds, I think was your exact word, but you call it Believe Performance Horses. Is there anything behind that name?
Yes, sir. Believe Performance Horses stems from just having the faith and having that Christian background, but in addition to that, we have the motto that we believe not only in your horse's potential, but also your potential to exceed your own beliefs.
Tell me about your background, Kylee.
My background, I've ridden ever since I was little. You know, I started out on horses at 2 and 3 years old, and it's all I've known. And so my maternal side of my family, they all run barrels and stuff like that. And so I think I just got off into it and just never looked back.
So what's going to happen with all those 4-year-olds? Are you looking at another rodeo year next year? Are you looking at a futurity year? What are you looking at?
I'm really hoping to step back into the rodeo world. I'm excited that I get into these invitational rodeos to be able to run at some of these bigger rodeos. These 4-year-olds, I have a half brother to BB, and then I also bought a mare that is a Corona Cartel and Eddie Stinson, and she's coming on really strong.
I know a lot of barrel racers that would like very, very much to have a Corona Cartel and Eddie Stinson.
Yes, sir. She's phenomenal.
Last question. You just got done traveling a lot of miles, going to a lot of rodeos, seeing a lot of different arenas. What'd you learn? What can you take from this year that will help you next year?
Steve, I'd have to write you a novel to give you all the information that you learn on the road, especially your first year out there. But I think all in all, I think you got to realize that you're living a dream even on your worst day. You're living the dream of people's best days, you know.
Give me a super short answer to this. How cool is it going to be on rookie night at the NFR to stand there in the middle of the Thomas and Mack and look at all those people?
I think it's a dream come true, Steve.
Yeah, awesome. Well, hopefully next year you'll get to run your horse down the alley.
I hope so.
Awesome. Kylee, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Barrel racer Kylee Scribner, we're talking about Resistol and the Resistol Rookie of the Year Award. She is your #1 barrel racer for Resistol in the Resistol Rookie of the Year race for 2021. And congratulations, she finished 22nd in the WPRA's World Standings. When we come back, we're going to talk about